we ready?
Yeah.
You're all settled in?
I'm ready.
Yes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another, I think this is a July episode.
Yeah.
We're in July, which means we are 1 month away from summer.
No, it is summer.
No, you didn't let me finish. Duluth, Minnesota. Our summers are the August 17th and 18th. And that's it.
And they last 1 month.
No, they last 2 days.
That's his joke.
That's my joke.
Yeah, that's his joke.
Oh, it's the license plate.
That's my license plate. That's right. So we're here.
We're here. And oddly enough, the theme is summer. Summer troubles. Summer chaos. Summer.
Are you having a good summer?
Yeah, it's been very busy with wedding planning stuff. Lots of trips back to Duluth to get ready for said wedding. Landscaping, planning. It's been busy, but it's been good.
Okay. I think this has been a great summer. I have enjoyed it as well. So let's see what everyone else has got for us about their summer.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's get into these.
Story number one.
Number one. I, 24 female, have been seeing a guy, 23 male, for 6 months now. We are in a situationship, and I'm scared that is all is ever going to be. Okay, so I met this guy at school. We are both in graduate school, and he is the sweetest and nicest man I have ever met. He always does small gestures that make me feel cared for. We've gone on a couple trips, some of which have childhood emotional significance to him, and even though I don't see him every day, I can feel the effort he makes to see me and enjoy the time we spend together. So 3 months into getting to know him, I told him I wanted to be in a relationship with him, and he said he wanted to wait a couple of weeks into the summer to see how we manage before deciding on anything. He travels a lot for family stuff this summer, and he remembered I don't like long-distance relationships, so he just wanted to wait. Last weekend, on one of our trips, I finally told him I was falling for him, and all he said was, "I don't know how I brainwashed you." He says this every time I make a serious compliment regarding his looks, his personality, etc. I know actions speak louder than words, and he is treating me like he wants me in his life, except for the fact that he hasn't asked me to be his girlfriend, and all he ever says when talking about his feelings towards me is, "I like you a lot." Granted, he is very bad at talking about his feelings, but I would have thought that by now he would have more than, "I like you a lot." I don't know what to do. The longer he takes without asking to be in a solid relationship, the more it feels like he will never want one with me. I don't know if I'm just focusing on the wrong thing, and I don't know what to do. Ideal outcome, I just want an outside perspective on what I should do. Ideally, I have a conversation with him regarding our situationship and end up in a relationship, but I am losing hope. Additional info, he has shown me where he grew up. On one of our trips, we did a pit stop to his childhood neighborhood and has confided in me a lot about personal stuff, but I have never met his friends or been to his apartment in the college town we live in.
You know, a lot of relationships, people don't move at the same speed. And even though they are showing everything that is the right indicator that they care for you and they want to be with you, and you need to have them say more, do more, act more, it's their pace. And sometimes we just have to really just relax and see where they go. And you can sometimes have conversations with them and say, I don't know how to read this, and let them tell you how to, what it might mean. But I don't know if it's a reason to dump the dude. I think that you just have to be patient. And as long as the relationship is showing growth and that you guys are spending time together, maybe you just relax a little bit and see what happens. And, a couple more weeks, even though having him say, "I want you to be my girlfriend," versus spending time with you and going out with you and he's not seeing anybody else, I don't see the difference. But some people...
I see the difference.
Well, that's good. That's why we're going to have three opinions.
I know. Do you see a difference?
I just think, back to it, I think people sometimes work at a different pace and chill out a little. It's a young relationship. Just give it a little more.
6 months doesn't seem very young to me, but I feel someone itching over here. What are your thoughts, Justin?
I am itchy.
Yeah, you're itchy.
I
You
know,
look
it's all
itchy.
the fire ants that were all over us today.
Oh my God, you guys, I got bit on my eyebrow by a fire ant. It
We
was
don't have fire ants here.
terrible.
Oh, we have some
it
at
bit
our
me.
house.
It bit me.
Bright red.
It bit
Big.
me.
Fire ants aren't red. They're black.
Well, whatever these were.
That's what mine was black. The one that bit my eyebrow, black, and
I
had
had
wings.
red ones on me.
It was terrible.
Anyway, I feel that we have not been in a relationship for 6 months. We're calling it a situationship because it isn't a relationship.
Yeah.
To me, I know where this guy's at because I've been there before. And I've probably confused someone to the same degree. And that's because I was in a place where I wasn't necessarily really looking for anything serious. But when you get close with someone and you have consistency, you are walking the fine line. And yes, in some ways, having your cake and eating it too. The telltale signs of this are kind of throughout this whole thing, where there's no sense of commitment. Anytime anything starts to get serious or you try to push it and you're not pushing it too hard, you're doing everything right. You're just trying to test the water. Hey, I'm really into you. Oh, well, I don't know how I confused you into being way into me.
How did I brainwash
Everything
you?
is deflecting. Everything is pushing off to where you're not meeting friends. You're not meeting family, but you get to go to the hometown and see it. Just you two.
It's
But
that breadcrumbing.
it's not a welcome to my life situation.
Yeah.
And when you get
understand
the
that.
welcome to my life, that's when it starts to get more serious, which also usually comes sometime around the same time you would become official with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I don't want to go to as far as calling it a facade because I don't think it is all fake. I think there is a genuine connection and genuine feelings, but I feel he is in a place where he is not ready for something serious and doesn't want to commit. It doesn't mean it's because of you. It's just where he is at. And you just happen to be in the right place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And it's all timing. It's what we've talked about a lot. It's all timing. And so, like you're saying, it's not the right time for him. But I don't think it's something you sit and continually wait. I think
No.
you gotta realize what's in front of you.
Yeah. And I think there is that saying, it's like, oh, right person, wrong time. I really don't think you would get the right person at the wrong time. It's time to move on.
Well, here's a question. I mean, they have a situationship.
Yeah.
I love this word situationship, but there's no commitment on his part to her.
No.
Why doesn't she just say, you know something, I'm busy this week?
And I
And
think she should.
And, still see him at your convenience and bring other people in your life and just say, look, you're giving me no indicator that we are anything more than a situationship. And situationships dictate to me that I have to make sure that I'm, keeping that door open, not to miss anybody that really wants to have a relationship.
Yeah. I think you have a lot of signs that this person isn't serious about moving forward with you. The minute I read in the additional outcome, I have never met his friends or been to his apartment. If you haven't met one friend or seen his place in 6 months, I'd be very concerned about that. Like in my head, and you guys know, I've read a lot of Reddit stories. In my head, I'm like, well, does he have a girlfriend that lives with him? Like, why haven't you met anyone in his life really? And I think, bringing you home and you see his childhood place and you start to develop this emotional connection and feel like you're getting let in, you're really not. That's like the breadcrumbing of it, right? You get this little bit of a breadcrumb to keep you sustained, but you're not getting real relationship level things. You're not meeting friends. You're not going over to his place. This is someone that's very unavailable for whatever reason. And 6 months is a long time to be in a situationship, to be in a talking phase.
So what's your vote for her to do today?
I think you have a talk with him and you say, hey, I really care about you. I want to be exclusive. And you hear what he says. And if he says, no, I'm not ready for that, then you respond back and you say, okay, I respect that. I'm going to start to see other people then. I really was interested in only you, and I really like our connection, but I completely respect your feelings. And just so you know, I am going to date then. And it's not manipulation. That is you living your life. You're not waiting around pining for this person. You're going to go live your life and date someone who's going to meet you on your level and want to actually date you.
Who is also the sweetest, nicest person.
They're out there.
You'll still find that with someone who is ready and is there.
Don't let this boy block your blessing.
And emotionally available.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Keep us posted, though. I need to know how this ends.
See how they stole the show? They're great, aren't they? All right. We're going to go to number 2.
Number 2. Justin's reading this one.
Hey, gang. I've been listening to FKS and THT for a few months now, but recently a situation has developed where I need some advice. A little background. I'm in my late 20s and live home solely for financial reasons. Through some growth the last couple of years and a bit of therapy, I've been figuring out that my parents, mostly my mom, have narcissistic tendencies, and I was and still am emotionally abused / neglected by them. It's been a lot to learn, and also to still endure while I have to stay in this house. I do have emergency plans in case I become unsafe here, but it's exhausting yet tolerable for now. Along the way, I've reconnected with a couple friends I've always known and opened up about my situation, as well as met a couple extremely supportive new friends who are here to help me along. The issue I need help with today is that my mom is not only speculating, but gossiping behind my back that one of my friends and I are in a romantic relationship. At first, she made it clear, without ever asking me or speaking directly about it, that she thought I was sneaking around with a secret boyfriend. Anytime I said, quote, I'm going to Tracy's house, or I was texting Tracy, fake name by the way, my mom would act super suspicious. The truth is Tracy and I just platonically love and support each other. We talk all day, every day. I'm a customer at her job where we met, so I see her there at least twice a week. I'm also Tracy's dog sitter whenever she needs it, and have permission from her and her lovely husband to use the key to their house I was gifted for Christmas whenever I need some safety, quiet, or cuddles from the dogs. They're just good friends, providing me love and safety when I need it. Unfortunately, I've recently learned that my mom and her friends, one of which is my childhood BFF's mom, now assumes that Tracy and I are secretly dating. First of all, ew, we may discuss TMI topics as besties, but we aren't attracted to each other. Second of all, she's married, and I'm asexual, not out to family. So we really are just close friends with no romantic interest. What upsets me most is not even the nasty rumor that could honestly ruin Tracy's relationship with her husband if he didn't know better, but he's comfortable with our friendship. But the fact that my mom made it up and talks behind my back instead of just asking me. I wouldn't lie, but I think the truth is too boring for her anyway, so she wouldn't believe me. She has called my sister and my childhood friend to ask them questions about a secret boyfriend or relationship with Tracy, but she won't ask me. How should I approach this? Or should I just let them talk and work on slowly but surely distancing myself from my parents? Ideal outcome is that Tracy and I can continue to be friends, whatever that looks like for us, and people ask us questions they may have instead of speculating.
This is super weird. What is up with your mom? What bee is in her bonnet?
Your friendship is your friendship. I mean, I can't worry about what other people suspect or think. I mean, her husband, and I'm sure you know her husband. I'm sure you've met him. I mean, you guys are great friends. Maybe you're friends together, and that's fine. I mean, it's whatever you guys choose your friendship or define your friendship as, not your mother's. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would just say, Mom, you got to really kind of mind your own business. You really are starting something that's inappropriate. and you're really crossing a boundary. You're taking
Yeah.
something that's a friendship, and you're trying to pollute it and make it dirty. And I don't understand why you would do that.
I really think you need to call your mom out and really nip this rumor in the bud. Like, it is not okay. I don't get the end where you're like, I just want to be friends with Tracy. It's like, this shouldn't affect your friendship with Tracy at all. Tracy should probably know about it. Like, hey, just so you know, my mom's like,
A
as
psycho.
you know, a bit of a nut and has started this rumor. And like, I just want you to know, like, I'm super sorry she's doing this, but I'm going to address it. And then you go to your mom and you lay down the hammer, kind of as you said, like, this is inappropriate. Whether you want me to have a boyfriend or whatever, and this is some weird wishful thinking or maybe projection, I'm not sure, but like, this is inappropriate. And I would really appreciate you not talking about me and my friend.
And if you do, Mom, I'm going to have to put some distance between us.
Yeah. I mean, I know you live with your parents because of financial reasons, but I would say, like, if you're paying rent to them, then I would see if you can pay rent elsewhere, maybe get a roommate. You know, you sound like you've got a bunch of great friends. Maybe there's a situation there that's a little better, because I do think this situation would be a lot better with, as you are calling it, distance and moving out. And I know it's so tough. Like, I lived at my dad's place until I was almost 30. Yeah, literally was like turning 30 as I moved out. So it's like,
You didn't have any of these problems.
no, but like, I know like a lot of people in our generation are in the same boat. Like, a lot of us live at home way later, you know, even 30s, 35, 40s. Like,
Yeah, but
multi-generational households are becoming a lot more common with the millennial generation because of finances.
But living with me, you had the respect of your own area.
Not everyone gets that.
The boundaries of what not to cross. And I think that is part of one of the things that should be identified. And you should really identify that with your mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know what your mom's doing. Maybe she's doing nothing and has nothing better to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just still even trying to find a motive to do this. Why
She's
is
bored.
Mom spending time trying to just start drama to be entertained?
I think it's just part of control. It just needs to be identified with the mom.
I think it does, but then after that,
You got
I
more?
think once you set the record straight,
Just keep living your life.
and it's easier said from this couch than done, but at some point, whether it takes some therapy or whatever it is, for your just mental health and day to day, you got to somehow get to a point where it just doesn't bother you. Once you lay it down and once it's addressed, if she keeps doing it, then you just got to get to a point where it's okay, whatever. And then when people, like, how far is this going to spread? It's your mom. Like, is your mom going to go post this
I have no
online and
idea.
then all of a sudden everyone knows about it?
I have no idea.
It's just,
Yeah.
at some point, it's just got to be like, you can't control her. You can tell her what the situation is. You can set boundaries and stick to them.
Yeah, you got to set a boundary.
But then after that, we got to get to a point where if mom starts rumors about everything else in life, then
It
it's
doesn't
just,
matter.
oh,
Yeah.
you had a baby and it's from the moon and it got transported here. And then, I mean, I worry about repeat behavior.
Yeah.
And once you solve one, it happens again, and you just don't want it to take you down again.
This is just so much drama that you just don't even need. And it's like your mom is going to your sister and your childhood friend to ask them questions, but like won't ask you. Weird. But you're late 20s. You're an adult. You can go to your mom and be like, hey, I heard you're asking people. There's really nothing going on. I'm being serious.
I would be a little more, I would say, Mom, like, what the fuck's the matter with you?
Yeah, I mean, you can get there, but you can just literally say, I don't appreciate you going behind my back. If you have a question, ask me. But I've already told you there's nothing going on. I don't have a secret boyfriend, and this is getting a little strange. Do you need a fucking hobby? Do we need to get you another friend? What is going on?
It's like moms become TMZ just in their little circle.
I guess. Like,
breaking news.
Damn, lady, go fucking knit.
I'm sitting here like, man, she's got to calm down. She's taking this to it hard.
No, I would be frustrated. And it's, you know, I'm not sure what your relationship with your parents is. Like, if maybe you have a difficult time telling them and setting boundaries with them. And like, I know there's a hard transition from like kid to adult, especially if you have parents that have narcissistic tendencies or maybe are controlling or emotionally immature. Like, I know that can be really difficult to set yourself apart and not get guilt tripped by them and not let their emotions take you out. So I get it. And it's always easier said than done from the couch, but you can do it because this is weird and you don't have to deal with it. Quite frankly, you don't.
And there you go.
Okay, moving on to number 3.
Number 3.
But keep us posted. Oh, it's coming back my way. Okay, number 3.
Number 3.
Hey guys, I wanted to start off by saying I love all your content and hope to get some of your wonderful advice. This situation regards me and my best friend since high school. We are currently in our early 20s. She got married to her boyfriend of a few years last summer. My current boyfriend and I were witnesses to the marriage, and the only ones in attendance were my best friend's family. They also had a larger wedding in their home country, which I did not attend. I will admit, even before they got married, and even she, had some serious doubts about this guy. He did things to break her trust, didn't seem to care much about her feelings, and constantly showed that through his actions. She would constantly text or call, ranting about how terrible he is, yet they still got married. I will admit, I never told her directly not to marry him because my mother told me it could come between the friendship if they stay together. I think the advice from my mom is what is putting me in such a difficult spot and why I am seeking out you guys. A couple of months ago, she called me bawling. She said he did something to upset her, and then he wouldn't talk to her about it for a week. And this happens all the time. She was at her wit's end and had been barely sleeping or eating the last week because she was so upset, and he just didn't seem to care. Throughout the entire phone call, my heart literally hurt for the amount of pain I could tell she was in and how he didn't care that he was the source. I told her she could stay at my place if she needed, and she said she was going to leave him a note the next morning saying she was going to stay with her parents for a bit and that she needed some space to figure things out. I told her I was proud of her. Well, she went back to their house the day she left the note and never said anything about the situation other than they worked things out. This is usually how it always goes with them. I asked her the next day how she was doing and if she wanted to go to dinner and talk about everything in person. And she responded saying she can't because she had a fight with her husband in the past about going out and they need to go out together because she doesn't want him to go out without her. I only responded with the thumbs down reaction, LOL. Since then, we've barely talked. We constantly talked before, and it feels so strange to not text or see each other. She has asked me to hang out a few times since, and every time it has to be with her husband. She finally asked me this weekend to hang out alone, and then quickly canceled on me about an hour later. I just really miss my friend, and I don't know how to go about this. I am not the type of person that could hang out with her husband and be friendly and fake. She's the exact same way, and we've talked about how similar we are in that way many times in the past. I'm just wondering what your advice would be on how to talk to her about this. I want to express to her that I miss her, but also really don't want to spend time with her husband. Another thing that also happens when we're hanging out is that they are on the phone together like half the time, speaking in their language that I don't know. I'm also scared I may frame things in a way that makes her feel like she can't talk to me about her problems. I do also think I should include that she has helped me in the past with issues with my current boyfriend, but our only issues really only centered around his substance abuse. He's sober now, and it hasn't been an issue for quite some time. While this seems to be how her husband normally just acts, he goes through these phases and then slips into bad ones where they constantly fight, and then he goes back to being good when he realizes she might leave, then eventually goes back to bad. It's just a toxic cycle. Although it does seem that her husband's family has a large influence in him becoming a worse partner. I just want to know what you guys think, and if I should say anything to her to try to get our friendship back to somewhat normal. Ideal outcome, things go back to normal.
I mean, really, it sounds like there's some culture issues going on with with who he is and the family where he comes from. there's behavior issues that maybe part of that culture. And he's also becoming very much insecure and everything that goes on. And there's some immaturity going on.
Yeah, I would say this is a
Not
very
healthy.
unhealthy, toxic
Not healthy.
relationship. Sounding like some emotional abuse and very insecure and controlling, separating her from friends. Neither one of them can go out without the other. I mean, it's certainly not a healthy relationship.
We haven't been able to use this term in a long time, but I really believe we bring out the DTD.
But what do you do as the friend? Because that's really where we're at.
Yeah, I don't think there's much you can do except let her know you're there for her.
And are you okay with this behavior?
I don't know. It's hard because the people in my life that have been in toxic, abusive relationships, like they were told by everyone, like, it's okay to leave. We're here. We'll support you. And it just took them waking up one day and finally realizing that they had enough and they deserved better. So like, that's really all you can do is like, make sure she knows you're there for her. You're a safe space. You love her. Oh, these situations are really hard because the people in them really just need to come to the conclusion on their own. And maybe you send her the love is respect quiz and just say, hey, like, I got sent this quiz and I took it. Like, you should take it too. I don't know, like Jedi mind trick a little bit, because that quiz could be really eye-opening for someone like her that might not even realize she's in a bad relationship or whatever.
Yeah, and I would say your mom's advice was right from the beginning. That is the right advice. I mean, people are going to go do what they're going to do. They're going to be with who they're going to be with. And no matter how toxic and terrible it is, all you can do is be there for your friend, but you can't cast judgment on the relationship because you will be outcast. That's just, it happens way more than it doesn't. Like, you'll become the bad person way more than you'd become the good person in rare cases. So the downside of that is you then have to your friendship won't go back to how it was. I've had hopes like that in the past where I'm like, oh, I just want to go back to how things were. And remember, we were such close friends, and you reminisce about those times. But the hard part about certain situations like this in life is, if you can't handle being around him and she'll only hang out with you with him, then you start really evaluating the friendship, and maybe the friendship dynamics change, and maybe it starts to change a bit more to where you can't have as close of a friendship because you just can't be around that.
He's disabling the relationship, and she's allowing it.
Yeah, I think that's a hard part about toxic, abusive relationships is like the abuser does separate the person,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a tactic. It helps with their control, and they isolate their victim, their oftentimes partner. And so it's kind of a thing you see with these situations, but she might not realize, or she might think, this is what you do when you marry someone, and this is I owe my partner the respect. And as you mentioned,
sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, culture could be a thing of this too, where we don't know. So you just got to have a conversation and let her know you're there for her. And I don't know.
It.
I think for me,
You can't get entangled in it.
you can't, but you can say like, hey, and you might face repercussions from this, right? But if this were me and my friend, like if this were me and Lauren, if this were me and Alejandra, and I saw these glaring red flags, this toxic behavior in the relationship, I would feel comfortable enough going to my friends and just being like, hey, I love you. I want to make sure everything's okay. I've seen some behaviors, between you guys, and it doesn't seem like things are super healthy. Like, what do you think about that? Like, how does it make you feel when he doesn't let you go out with your friends without him? And put it back in her court. So you're asking her questions. You're not making any statements really. You're just saying,
True.
hey, I've seen these things. Like, how does it make you feel? Like, blah, 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 blah. And you reframe it so it's a question towards her. So she's not going to feel judged, but you're asking these questions that might get the wheels turning and make her realize this isn't normal and she doesn't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree.
Okay. Keep us posted. All of you, keep us posted. We always love updates. We're going to be doing an updates episode very soon. So keep us posted. Number 4, passing her back to Justin over here.
Okay. Hello, Jerry, Justin, and Morgan. I feel like I'm struggling and don't know how to fix it or if there's a way to. My husband and I have been together for 4 years now. Recently, things have felt so hard, and not because I don't love him. I love him so much. It's just that he has been under so much stress. It started with his last year of OT school. I'm sure you can understand, Morgan.
Sure can.
He had an awful experience at his capstone, and his mentor ruined his experience and almost ruined his passion for OT. His stress was building like crazy, and I don't think he knew what to do about it because it was out of his control. I feel like I only got to see my actual husband for like a couple hours a week. He would just ruminate in the stress, and when we would get real time together, it would feel like the stress made him regret it. Like, quote, I shouldn't have gone out because I have so much to do, if that makes sense. I kept telling myself, okay, after this bump, it'll be better and we just got to get through this. But then after school, it's boards, exams, and that's where we're at now. I feel like he didn't allow himself an actual break or anything, and now he has so many things piled up on his to-do list, and he is so stressed about studying. I feel so guilty struggling while he is, but it is so hard. I'm alone here. My family lives far away, and I haven't been able to visit them, and now that I can't afford to. I don't want him to be stressed or upset, and I feel guilty even implying it weighs on me because I know that's not fair. It's just so hard when every day is filled with so much negativity, when I already feel so small and not enough because of my own stuff. I guess I just want to know how I can help. I feel like it's never enough. Ideal outcome, I want my best friend back, or a way that I can change my outlook. He is my favorite person in the world, and I just miss him.
Your experience going through this was different, Morgan.
A little.
And, the fact that this is so overwhelming for him, and I lost my thought. Go ahead.
Okay, where do we begin on this one? I graduated. I had a bit of a unique experience with my OT and the end and the transition. One, I had an amazing capstone. My mentor, my clinical site person, if you're out there listening, I'm so sorry, but we just have different personalities. And so we didn't mesh very well, but my overall experience, because I was at UCLA, it was amazing. But I did have a different fieldwork location that was terrible. It was exhausting. I didn't have an OT on site. It was me and another person doing mental health at a psych unit on our own. I got coffee thrown on me. It was horrendous. So I get that feeling of getting so burnt out to where you're I don't even like it, but he is there. He's at boards. He's ready to go. And the hard part for me is I graduated April 2020, right as COVID was hitting. So board exam testing centers closed until June in California. So I had to wait all of May, and then I could take it June 12th or whatever it was. And so I ended up only studying for 2.5, 3 weeks because they say you get to a point you can just burn yourself out too much. So he might need to listen to this and just hey, dude, you know it. You've spent the past 2.5, 3 years learning this stuff. And honestly, don't overthink it. It will come to you. You will know it. It's not that bad. Everyone scared the hell out of me for the boards. They're going to be so bad. You might fail your first time. And if you do, oh well. But you might not. They're not that bad. But it's normal to go from grad school, graduate, take your boards. That's the timeline because it's so fresh in your head. Study for 2.5, 3 weeks, and then you take them. Don't study for more than a month because otherwise you're going to instill so much self-doubt and it's just not worth it. But this is a phase. After boards, he applies for a job, gets a job. And one thing that's really nice about OT, in a lot of settings, you don't take your work home with you. I would go to a hospital downtown LA, walk in the door, 8 a.m., walk out at 4 p.m. That was it. I was done. I got to go home. I had fun. I was able to start a podcast. I had so much extra time. Like, you can have a life. But one thing I don't hear with you is like, you're like, how can I help him? How can I be more like whatever? I wish I could go see my family. But like, I don't hear you have any hobbies. There's no mention of like hanging out with friends or like having anything outside of this bubble you guys have. He needs time to just study and like sit at a table or sit at a desk or go meet with his study group of like classmates in his cohort. You need a hobby. Like, go learn how to sew, go grab drinks with your friends. Like, you can't have him be your only source of happiness either.
Morgan really did have a lot of friends come over on a Friday night, every Friday night. And then they would cut loose.
You need it. And like, you know, he's in the heat of the stress where he's like, oh, I shouldn't have gone out. I had so much to do. We've all been there. It's a really stressful time because you've worked the past 3 years of your life. You've spent thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this career, and all of it hinges on this exam. So it can totally feel like the weight of the world is on you, but it's not a big deal. If you don't pass, you take them again, and they're really not as scary as everyone makes it seem. I mean, I think the hardest part is like the splinting and like burn stuff that you don't go over too much, but you got it. If you go through the NBCOT study guide and like all this stuff, like, he's got it. But like, you need to focus on you. Be supportive. Hey, I love you. Let me know if you need anything. But like, focus on you a little bit more too.
And that comes from an expert.
What do you think hearing this, guys? I've been chit-chattering away.
I you firsthand lived it. And for me to say not overthink it wouldn't be valid because didn't experience it. This is really where your expertise really comes in. And I think that everything you said is right on the mark.
As the partner who went through it
that's
with
what I was going to
me,
bring up, because that's where
yeah.
our writer's at. And the ththing that's sticking out to me is I want my best friend back. And it's like,
wait 3 weeks.
Exactly. Because
they'll be back.
Because up above, you say after this bump, it'll be better. And we just got to get through this. We're still in that little bump. I mean, you're in the smallest part of the bump. You're at the end. You're like, we've done the speed bump and now we're almost back to regular. You will have your best friend back soon.
Really, and by the way, this is really natural in all relationships when things get busy in relationships where someone is focused on a job or getting something out. We all go through it. They're busy.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they don't love you. Doesn't mean they don't want to, share with you, but they're trying to just stay above water with their own crap and trying to deal with it. So let them, give them that space. I'm here for you. And whatever you need from me, I'm here for you. But I know you got to deal with this other stuff. And only you can deal with it.
Well, and I think the other big thing I want to bring up is the fact that you can't have stress or bad days because you don't want to pile on him because he's already got enough stuff going on. And I think because you're thinking that way, I think you guys can go for the long run because
you're definitely aware.
You're recognizing that season, but then again, you still should be able to have bad days, sad days, things that are bothering you, stressing you out. And I would hope from his end that he's able, even though he's got so much going on, there's still time to be there for you.
Yeah. And like, if you vent or you're like, oh my God, my boss today was just so terrible, like that might be a good distraction for him. And like, I think like this is a bump in the road. It is so stressful. It is a big deal. But I will say like, this might be minor in comparison to what comes with kids, parents getting sick. Who knows what life could bring you. And I would say like fundamentally, like your communication based on this might not be where it needs to be. Like you guys should take 30 minutes a night to connect and just catch up and feel like you're good and you're locked in.
I was just going to give you a suggestion.
Well, I was going to say there's the paired app, which makes it really easy. You can each like answer this question, and it's a great way to connect as a couple. But like, hey, 30 minutes, like, and you could approach it where it's like, hey, I'm like feeling really disconnected and I know you have so much going on. I know you're studying really hard. I don't want to take away from that. But do you think we could take 30 minutes a night and
Take a
just
walk.
connect?
I was going to suggest
Connect.
go on walks. And then if you want, what's also an idea is you can actually help learn by people learn more when they're trying to teach somebody about something than when they're studying something. So you should have them say, this is an exercise for us. Why don't you teach me what you've learned today or what you're studying?
Yeah.
And then as he tries to explain to you, then he finds himself, he's faltering or he needs to know something more. He'll go back and he'll look it up. But having these walks will really do a lot for both of you.
I think that'd be great. And like maybe he's got flashcards. He doesn't want to take a break. Bring the flashcards with. I'm like,
And get your head out of the textbook.
I know. I'm like sitting here and I'm like, I think I still have my study guide if he wants me to send it to him. But like a lot of people's cohorts, especially cohorts above, like everyone puts together study guides. So he's probably locked in. But just make sure you're connecting and communicating. And like, it's okay to be like, I don't want to put any more on you, but I just feel disconnected. Like, I love you and I know you're stressed, but like, can we go for a walk? Can we, chit chat? Can we answer some couple questions? Like, let's make sure our communication, let's make sure we're locked in. But yeah.
Let us know.
Keep us posted and tell him good luck. He's got this.
And I'm sure other people will have some great comments. So check the comments out as well.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Okay. So this one feels like a little bit of a canon event, something someone has to go through to like kind of learn. But this is definitely going to be community effort, I think, on this one. And like, need to hear you all in the comments if you've been through something like this and can relate and can maybe give some advice. And you'll see what I mean shortly.
Good, because I'm standing on needles.
Pins and needles. I, 19 female, and my boyfriend, 19 male, were at an event on a Sunday morning. We took work off to be there, and we were super excited to go. About 45 minutes of being there, he saw his old friends. He immediately wanted to leave, but I didn't want to. We were having so much fun, and we had been so excited about the event. He was afraid that his old friends would attack him. I said that we should stay and meet up with a friend of his that was there with another buddy. He still wanted to go, and so I called him a pussy for letting them have so much control over him. He immediately got mad and told me we were going home. He told me when we go to his house, where we were staying, to pack my stuff and leave. I didn't want to get in the car with him talking to me like that. So I said if he talked to me nicely, I'd go with him. Otherwise, I'd find my own way back home. He said, get in the fucking car, let's go. But I refused. He eventually left me alone, and one of his friends drove me to his house. We were texting while I was on the way there, and he said he didn't want to talk to me anymore. And like, who the fuck says that? I told him, okay, just make sure it's what you really want. He responded with, I think it might be what I really want. When I got there, he had all of my stuff packed in a bag outside of his house, and I tried to talk to him about our situation. He said he didn't want to talk, but he said he didn't want to be with me anymore, that it's over, and he's breaking up with me. I tried to apologize and explain my reasoning, but he didn't want to listen. I left his house and sent a text saying that if he wanted me to come back, then to call me, and that I was sorry and I love him. Later, I found out that he unadded me on Snapchat, took down pictures of us on his Snap profile, and deleted the pictures of us on Instagram. The next morning, I went to his house and woke him up. I told him that I didn't want to break up and I wanted to talk. I told him I loved him, and he also said that he loved me, but he didn't want to be with me anymore. I asked him to please forgive me and consider getting back together. He said maybe, but not anytime soon though. I wanted to talk to him more, but he told me to get out and leave. I went on his phone to delete some pictures of us, and I saw he was talking to a few girls. I haven't talked to him since then, but I really can't believe he broke up with me over that. We've had our moments, and a few months ago, we had a really bad rough patch where we were arguing constantly, but we had been doing so good. He even agreed with me on that. So I'm just at a loss right now. I love him. We were planning a future together. We were supposed to move in together this summer, and we talked about getting married and having kids. This was my best friend. We always told each other that we were soulmates. I thought we were forever, and I'm struggling to cope with this loss. I don't want to cope with it. I don't want it to be real. I want him back. I'm planning on giving it a week and apologizing again and asking if there's any chance left. If there isn't, then I guess I'll have to move on. I wish this never happened. How can I make things right? If there isn't any chance left, how do I move on?
Well, unfortunately, you have to move on. He's given you a clear, concise message. And the more that you're trying to push yourself to go reverse this message, the more you're just hurting yourself. And you might just think, well, if I don't do it, then I didn't do my best. Your best was in the relationship. And whatever it was that triggered him, that made this thing go away, isn't just because of you or because of him. It's your communications that you guys were doing. So, really take the message, move on, find some other people to hang out with, go through the heal process right now, the grieving, the missing, get through all of that. I mean, it's tough. I understand when you care for somebody and you got to go through it. We all do. We all go through it. We all know what it is. If they meant something to us, we really know what it meant. But the healthiest thing for you is to just go out, keep yourself busy, take up other hobbies, go places where you'd meet people that you normally wouldn't be to meet them. And all of a sudden, magic will happen. The wand will get waved over your head, fairy dust will fall, and next thing you know is you're going to be in a relationship with someone again, and hopefully that this next person and you communicate well, share when something's going wrong, because that's the most important part. Something goes wrong, call it out immediately. Don't let it fester. Because while they're trying to figure out what to do about it and they're contemplating it, everyone has a zone that no one talks about. And that's the danger zone. So stay out of there. Face the music consistently.
Yeah, there's no going back. And I don't want to say...
But there's going forward.
Yes, but there's no going back in the sense of this relationship, because it seems like he was just waiting for the one last reason to break up.
Right, but I want to share something with you. When I say going forward, it also means one day, and I'm not telling you to wait for this at all, that you guys can get over whatever the pain was, and possible that relationships resume. I've seen them.
Sure, but that can't be a thought in your mind.
No, and honestly, this relationship is so unhealthy.
Yeah. Right.
This isn't a good relationship.
Right. And I'm not saying to do that, but no matter what you do in a relationship, you have to move forward. You can't go backwards. So never say, I want to come back. I want to go back. That's wrong. We go forward, and maybe not with him, but you will go forward in life and whatever it has to bring you in the next gift.
I mean, I think this will resonate with a lot of people and remind them of like a very toxic, young, immature relationship. Like,
first one's the hardest. Hardest is a tough word, because a divorce is obviously going to be probably the hardest, or that level of relationship. But the first time you go through it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember a college boyfriend, and like, you do have those conversations even when you're young, like, oh, we'll get married someday and we'll have kids and blah, blah, blah. Like, when you have those conversations with people, it is that much harder to then move on. But like, as you wrote this, like, putting in how he talks to you, get in the fucking car, like, get your shit, you're leaving, you're going to pack your shit and leave. Like, you calling him a pussy, like, at what point does this relationship sound like love? There's not a lot of respect, and he breaks up with you and he's texting girls the very next day. Like, this just isn't it. It's clear that this just is a mismatch. It's giving water and oil. And the first one, losing that, that first big love is so hard. But
you do cling to it.
You do.
I did.
Oh my God.
You hold on through everything that could possibly go wrong, and it's that hope. And no, but we were high school sweethearts. We were going to make it. We were going to do everything.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone goes through that.
You really did, though. You dated your high school sweetheart for 6 years, all throughout basically your whole college career. So you really went through that. And it gets better. And you find your person and you end up here about to get married, actually. And it's so much better than being treated like shit or being cheated on or whatever. And I'm sure there's many people in the comments that are going to tell you stories of their own. And don't text him in a week. Don't show up back at his house. You know, in high school, my high school boyfriend that I thought was the love of my life, I waited a whole year. Silly Morgan, getting breadcrumbed. You know, like you hold out this hope, and you've been through it.
Really?
Oh, you've been breadcrumbed recently. Not that recently, but you know, we all hold out hope. And at the end of the day, someone that would make you hold out hope isn't your person.
No, you move on. That's the answer. Move on. And maybe move on when somebody wakes up. If they never wake up, you still move on with the next person. You move on. Never go backwards.
No. Okay, we've got one last story for us today. Not necessarily one that fits in with today's theme, but one I wanted to get out there just so our lovely community here could maybe offer some support. Show up for them in the comments.
Let's go.
Okay.
Number 6.
Hey fam, longtime listener, first time write-in. Buckle up, this is a doozy. I, 28 female, was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer back in December of 2024. I had surgery in January on my hip, I had radiation, and I'm now undergoing chemotherapy. As of right now, I'm taking a lot of medication for my treatment. I have to get injections in my stomach to stop estrogen production because my cancer is hormone positive. So basically, I'm going through menopause. I'm very tired all the time, but other than that, I am able to work full-time 40 to 45 hours a week, do some Uber on the side, and take care of my 2 young daughters, 5 and 3. I've not lost any hair during treatment. I am nauseous sometimes, very sore every day, very tired. But other than that, you wouldn't know I had cancer unless I told you. I'm so grateful to all the doctors who were able to help me walk again because the cancer spread to my hip and a tumor formed and basically was eating away at my hip, and I actually fractured it a bit. But I go about my daily life as if this never happened. Here is where I need help. I am so, so grateful, and I am not taking any day that I wake up for granted. I'm so lucky to be able to feel normal again, aside from all the doctor's appointments and scans. I acknowledge all of this, but some days I can't help but to feel helpless and stupid for not getting it checked out sooner and not being able to travel or take my kids to do things because me and my husband both have to work to pay all of the bills and new medical bills. And I also barely have any time to do any hobbies at home because there's just not enough time in the day. And I'm also juggling so much. Before you come after my husband, we both run this business together, so we are working opposite shifts, so we don't really ever get to help one another at home with the kids. So I'm just feeling stuck and having a hard time finding the good in the good things that are happening in the present. I need advice as to go about this journey and trying to find the joy in things. Sorry this was so damn long. Thank you for listening.
I mean, every day is an adventure. It's all you can do. You got to live every day as it comes. Yeah, you're exhausted from chemo. You're exhausted from just the mental anguish of knowing what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Try to just focus on, getting healthy. You have to continue to live every day the best you can for whatever you can. And that way you guys as a family can continue to fight and be optimistic with this and survive.
This is one of the most difficult ones to give advice on because you're already Superwoman at this point.
Literally.
I don't know how to give advice to Superwoman because I can't even imagine everything you're going through with how busy you are and the jobs you guys and business you're running.
Yeah.
And kids.
I'm
You're
blown
out
away.
here just being a badass, crushing it still. So this is where me personally, I really need to rely on the comments for this one just because I have so much admiration and respect for you. I don't know how to give you advice because I've never been in a place that I can even compare.
I mean, this is insane. Yeah. Stage 4 cancer, still going through chemo, 40 to 45 hours a week you're working, and then doing Uber on the side.
And
with
kids and
2 young kids, 5 and 3.
So I can't even imagine. The smallest comparison I can even make is just how busy Morgan and I's lives have gotten probably in the last 2 years compared to how they were our whole lives before. And the only thing I take from that is, yes, you lose the hobbies at home and that kind of stuff, but I've tried to explain it before on this show, but for me, it's honestly just been kind of what you're searching for, finding joy in the smallest little things.
And how do you do it if you've forgotten how?
Yeah, it really, sometimes for me, it's seeing something on social media, some sort of very, touching video or something. And I'm just like, look at how beautiful even these small just interactions can be. It really, I don't know how to explain it. It's the fact that you are on the path and searching for that and wanting that despite everything you have going on. It's just finding maybe that one little thing that you can do each day that does just brighten it up a little and takes you out of the busyness of it all.
I would honestly get a gratitude journal. I think practicing gratitude, like mindfully practicing gratitude, where you're really taking, 5 minutes even and just writing out a prompt and writing down these things, it could be so beneficial for you. And there's like 100 benefits of journaling and practicing gratitude. So like start doing that. Like I would be happy to send you a gratitude journal. It seems like you are just carrying the weight of the world and doing everything you can. And also the last thing that I really want to like make sure you get is like, to not feel stupid for not catching it. You're 28. I'm 31. In my head, I'm like 28, stage 4 breast cancer. Like, holy shit. Like, do not feel bad. I would have been like, oh, it's just a little lump. I don't know. Like, no, not your fault at all. So I think a gratitude journal could be good to shift your brain and make you, start noticing the small things that are seemingly small, but actually big and magical.
And as a family, you're doing this together, and let that make your family stronger. I was hiking recently and we got lost, and the family that was with us had 3 children, and the middle child was a cancer survivor. And it was amazing on the positive energy and what they all did as a family to deal with it and to get healthy, and what they did afterwards when they got healthy to pay it forward. And it was really, really a strong unit. That family became so strong with everything, and that child is clear.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful. So
did you find your way on the hike?
We did. And it was all of us that that did it, and including that little girl.
I will say too, just being mindful of your little ones. Like, I'm not sure how much they know, if they know you're sick at 5 and 3, but just something to be mindful of down the road is like their experience of like being scared or, making sure that their mental health is good in this situation as well. Because, I think it's amazing to like grow as a family, but also like they're 5 and 3. So you don't want to burden them too much with like, mom is sick, but I'm sure you're handling that, as you should. But yeah, gratitude and just enjoying life. And we are wishing you well, sending all the good health vibes your way. And I know we have many people in our family that have had health issues, are dealing with health issues of their own, have gone through cancer, things like that. So you guys chime in. Like maybe a support group, like maybe a survivor group could be really impactful for you. But like, I would love to see everyone's support and comments for this writer.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Stay strong.
Keep us posted.
Stay positive.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you guys.
We'll see you at the in the backyard.
Headed over to Patreon. Yeah, we've got some fun stuff over there this month. Two Hot Takes Patreon is going to have 3 bonus episodes this month.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.